Hey, what's going on, y'all? This Hype found it in another entry. I decided to be in the mist today. You can't see my face, can you? I'm in the mist today. I don't want y'all to see my face. I'm in the mist. Anyway, what's going on, y'all? I'm on NoFap day 10 of my new streak. This is still season 3. I think this is season 3, episode 6. And I want to tell y'all about, women, as far as their first impression on you. Like, women have confronted me about fapping before in public in front of everybody, and laughing at me, right? And you can't change your mind. Like, that's one thing I learned. Like, once a woman has a preconceived notion of you, it's very hard to change their mind. You know what I mean? They believe that about you. That's what they believe. And a lot of times they're spot on, and they're not going to change their mind. Like, this one lady, I was working with her, and I told her, like, I left my job to go to school full time. She's not buying that. She thinks that I left because I'm probably scared of situations that popped up, because workplaces could be crazy. She think I left to go to school. I was supposed to leave to do something better, but in all actuality, I was leaving work. I was supposed to do that job. And she's just, I guess that's how she was raised. She truly believes, like, you should have stayed at work and not have went to school. Like, even if it was to better yourself, you're supposed to stand your ground at work. So even if I'm on NoFap, she still has that preconceived notion of me, and it's not gonna go away. That's what I realized. Even if I'm on a high day, it doesn't matter. That's just what she believes, And that's how it is with women. Like, that first impression is everything, And I have to deal with that. That's something I have to deal with. Even if I'm on a good streak, like, I still have to deal with that possibility, like that confrontation. And she comes to the house, and she knocks on the doors, and she rings the doorbell. I demand to see him. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I did leave a lot of places because I was afraid. I'm going to be honest, because porn had me leaving everything. Porn really doesn't leave you room to stand up for yourself. Because look what you're standing on. Look what you're standing for. You're standing on watching porn. You're standing on fapping. So how could you stand on your own too? How could you stand 10 toes down for something when that's what you stand for? You know what I mean? Just like there's this book I'm reading called Christian Armor, The Armor in Christianity. And it tells you that Satan literally sends you on suicide missions. God's there, but he allows Satan to attack you because you're not following him. And God doesn't, he gives us free will, It's your choice if you want to follow him or not. He doesn't pressure you. He doesn't, force you to. He gives you free will, and you can follow him. And if you're not following him, then you're ultimately following Satan, and he allows Satan to attack you. You know what I mean? And there's been plenty of situations where God was absent or seemed absent in my life, and Satan was just roaring. In a lot of situations, several situations I was in. And I tied into porn. Because, of course, when I first started watching porn when I was young, it was like, it was undercurrent. Nobody could really put a finger on why I was getting attacked. What happened to me? Why is he doing this to him? People didn't really know. But then as you go on, you start putting it together, like, it's because I was constantly watching porn. It was because that was my life. So if the underworld comes up to the over surface and smacks me in the face, it's like, that's because what you're doing in the dark should come to light. That's what happens. Anyway, that's all I want to touch on. First impressions, different things, and how people can hold you to a certain regard, based on what you do. And it's just the best thing you could do is get out of the dark and start living in the light. God has the perfect timing for his saints. He has the best timing, or if you believe in a higher power, I don't know, I follow God, I follow Jesus, and yeah, his timing is impeccable. If you're following him, it's gonna be a tug of war between God and the devil. But you follow him, and he gives you the right response for things. He gives you the right answers, and he becomes more present and reveals himself the more you do it. I'm not trying to get people to follow Christianity. That's not what I'm doing. But I'm just saying that's what I follow. And anyway, this is another entry. I'll see y'all guys later.